Error 401 unauthorized. This demo replicates the unauthorized access that throws 401 error code. As we did before, we have logged in into the application. Our authorization or access token is saved into the API tokens table, like this one. Every action in this application will read authorization from the database. Either it's refreshing the page, adding, editing, or deleting data. Every action will verify the access token, refresh token, as well as the privileges. For instance, somehow we don't know how that our AP tokens in this database is corrupt. We can do operations like truncating this table. It can be missing or tampered. And now if we go back to the application, you will see that it will re-verify this request. You can see here in this network, if we reset there, 1, 2, 3. At this situation, the system will try 3 times to verify the tokens. After the last attempt call to the backend API, it will redirect to the logged out page. This application doesn't use JWT token for authorization. Instead, it uses the access tokens and refresh tokens, which works in tandem to verify whether a request is valid or not. Both access tokens and refresh tokens are created upon users logged in. Here we can see in the console, on the cookies section, there is the X-access and X-refresh tokens listed. These tokens will always available here. Whenever one is missing, the other will replace or regenerate it. For instance, if we delete the X-axis, the X-refresh token will replace the X-axis token, like this. And at the same time, it will ask a new X-refresh token from the backend API. If we delete X-refresh, it will be regenerated again from the API backend, while the X-axis token will remain unchanged. If we delete both tokens, then the system will have nothing to re-verify the request, so we will get redirected to the logged out page. Data tables allows us to do multi-filtering data all at once. This we can sort the city, the profession, the gender, the name. We can also sort the result easily. As a feature to do debugging in this data presentation, we can also check the query, SQL query, inside this request, like here. This SQL query here will verify whether you execute it right or not. A good user experience means everyone operating this application should know what are they doing and if they're doing it correctly. Like when we create this data city, we can type in some string here and we will be delivered with some available province, and we can directly type the new name, city name we want to create. Notice after I click this create button, there will be a green bar above this, which indicates that our submitted data is being sent to the server, like this. You can find the upload image functionality at Profile, Users, and Health Workers. There are several restrictions on uploading image. The file must be a GIF,
PNG or JPEG, and the size itself must not exceed 4 megabytes in size. Let's try uploading an image with 4 megabytes in size. It throws an error. Try uploading a non-image file, like this PDF. There's also an error. Finally, we upload the correct file, a file with 2 megabytes in size. There are handles to crop the image as we like. When we are finished, we proceed uploading image by clicking the Update button. Let's check the uploaded image on the front end.
Input validation means user can only fill out forms within certain validation, like this place of birth. You can only put alphabets here. There's no way you can put numbers. And the name, it must more than 2 characters. And this email must confirm with the format of email format. It must has the host name and the add character. If we omit this element, we got errors. Phone numbers, only numbers. Just type alphabet and it will get rejected. The data erasure prevention makes sure that each data in this application keeps intact, like this province list name. You cannot erase a province name if that province has attached with a city name below it, like this Yogyakarta. If we want to delete this, will be blocked because it's already associated with a city. If we want to delete a province which not related with some city, the operation succeeded. Errors are handled differently in this application. There are some error codes being applied to this code. This is meant to prevent misoperation, so there will be no data corruption. Like this example, when we want to modify the area data, like the province and the city, we know that each city is attached to one province. So there are parent-child relationship here. Assuming that a user wants to modify the province, if he want to delete the province which has already attached to cities, like this. Now, province cannot be deleted because it's associated with a city. That will not going to happen because the system will throw a 400 errors and cease to edit. However, if we try with another example, we create another data, a new province like this new prov. The data has been created. Now let's try to delete it afterward, like this. This will delete successfully. Another common error is 404 page or page not found. It occurs when we type in some non-standard segments like here. Yes. This will throw a 404 not found error page. "403 error or forbidden page is thrown when a user which has not enough privilege to access a certain page Now let's look at the user privileges roles. We can choose one of this, like Foscus. We can see that there are several checkboxes under these roles. This indicates whether a role is allowed to access a certain page or not. Like this one, Foscus is only given access rights to provinces and cities page. Now take a look if we logged in as MyFoscus user and see whether we can access that pages or not. We can look from this profile menu. He has a fewer menu options than the super admin. Now if we force to access certain type of page like this one, if we access cities, it's okay. Then if we force to access certain pages like this, health workers, then this will throw a 403 forbidden. You are not allowed to access dashboard health workers. This restriction prevents unauthorized user to access certain page based on their user roles. The 409 error or duplicate content. This error occurs when you try to edit one of the record which is already exists in the database. It is meant to prevent duplicate contents inside the application. As an example, we can try to edit one of this city's name. Here we can pick Sleman. Sleman, we can try to edit into Blora. And you can see here in the console, the request is blocked with 409 error page. In relationship with the form inputs, there is also another error code 422, which is validation input error. We know that each form input has restrictions, like you had to put minimum 3 characters into the field, or a province name input mask only receive alphabet strings like this one. If you want to add some province names with a punctuation mark, it will throw 422 error, because in province name there's no numbers or punctuations allowed. The only symbol allowed in province is the dot character. Error 502 indicates if the API backend server is going offline. Thus, this client application cannot retrieve data from the API. We can replicate this API server going offline by turning off this service. So when the user want to access another page of this application, it will start with 502 error. There is a difference between logging out intentionally and getting logged out by the system. If you log out using the link from your profile menu, then the next time you're logging back in, it will always be redirected to the dashboard page. However, if you got logged out by the system, the application will remember the page the last time you were accessing. For instance, if you're accessing idling too much on the city's page until you expired your access token, in this case we simulate by deleting the x-axis and x refresh. Here you go. Your access token is expired, and as you click a certain part you got logged out. But this time, because you are logged out by the system, you are logging in and redirected instantly to the city's page rather than to the dashboard page.